Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. Today we have a special treat for you. A delicious vegan chocolate cake with a delicious caramel and peanut filling. So grab your apron and join us in the kitchen as we bring this delicious dessert to life. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for even more delicious recipes and culinary inspiration. Let's get baking. First, we will make moist and airy chocolate cake crusts using a simple but exquisite recipe with ingredients needed to make a vegan sponge cake. But mine will make a regular chocolate sponge cake. The link to this video can be found in the description of the video. Ingredients that we will need to make a sponge cake with a diameter of 20 centimeters. 275 grams flour, 250 grams of sugar, 30 grams cocoa powder, 2 teaspoons baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, 200 milliliters of milk, 100 grams of vegetable oil, 1 tablespoon white vinegar, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. Turn on the oven at 175 C and prepare a round baking dish. Line it inside with parchment paper and put parchment on the bottom. I honestly forgot about it. Pour the oil, sugar, milk, and vanilla extract into a mixing bowl. Using a whisk or electric mixer, mix ingredients until smooth, about 5 minutes. Add dry ingredients. Sift together flour, cocoa powder, baking powder, and salt. It is better to sift since cocoa usually clumps into lumps and will remain unmixed in the dough. Mix thoroughly. Add vinegar and stir again. Pour the batter into the prepared baking pan and spread evenly. Bake in the preheated oven for 50 to 60 minutes or until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. Once baked, remove the cake from the oven and let it cool in the pan for 10 minutes. Then transfer to a wire rack to cool completely. Wrap the cooled sponge cake in foil or a plastic bag and put it in the refrigerator for 4 hours. I usually leave it overnight. Then it's time to create the star of the video, the caramel and peanut filling. Imagine creamy caramel combined with crunchy peanuts. Ingredients: 100 grams sugar, 100 grams of 33 to 35% cream, 20 grams butter, pinch of coarse sea salt. Melt the sugar in a saucepan with thick walls and bottom. And be sure to melt it in batches. About 30 grams. Put on medium heat and melted. Don't use a spoon. It's useless anyway. All the sugar will stick to it like a lollipop. I added the next 30 grams, maybe a little more, and melted it again. Tilt the pan to make it go faster and more evenly. I add the sugar again and melt it. At some point it might look like this. That's when you pour it in and try to tilt the pan. We wait, we melt it. If it burns, gets dark, and smells like burnt sugar, turn the heat down to low. It is very important not to overdo it. Otherwise, the caramel will be bitter and too dark when almost all the sugar is melted. In a separate container, heat the cream 33 to 35%. We need 100 grams. Bring to the boil, but do not boil. Remove from heat. Here is all the melted sugar. Stir it. Pour in the hot cream. Do not pour it all at once, but stir the whole mixture so that the pieces of caramel are dispersed in the liquid. Scrape with a silicone spatula, turning the caramel pieces with it. Add 20 g of good, tasty, real butter. It's important. If you add margarine or not good, it will not only be unpalatable, but it can also stratify. Now there's nothing else to do. We put it on medium heat and bring the caramel to 108 degrees. This will take about 4 minutes. The caramel will thicken and bubbles will appear. They're spitting. Watch out, it's hot. Don't worry if it looks liquid. It will cool down and become much thicker. Now add a pinch or two of coarse sea salt. It is not necessary, but it makes it more interesting. If you want, you can add more salt after the mixture has cooled down, so that the grains are clearly noticeable. In the refrigerator, the caramel will become quite dense, but at room temperature it will soften. Once out of the refrigerator, it can be warmed slightly in the microwave or on a bain-marie and stirred. Then it will be easier to work with, to spread on the cakes or to add to the cream. This caramel in its pure form you will not soak the cakes or muffins, but for this purpose you can dilute it with boiling water, the proportions to taste. You can also not boil it so much, it will be less dense. Experiment. I usually make the caramel the day I make the sponge, so it is hot. Now let's prepare the cream. Using the following ingredients: 300 grams of fresh cheese, 300 grams of cream, 100 grams of powdered sugar, 100 grams of cocoa, but you can also use 200 grams of chocolate. First, send the powdered sugar to the cream cheese and whip at low speed. The cheese should become plastic and homogeneous. Then add the cream and continue to whip. I continue to whip for 2 minutes at medium speed. At this stage, it is important not to overwhip the cream. It should have the consistency of soft peaks. The temperature of the chocolate should be 32 degrees. If the chocolate is very hot, the cream will be liquid. If the chocolate is very cold, it will quickly solidify in the cream and lumps will be stirred thoroughly to a homogeneous state at minimum speed and the cream will thicken. In order not to be distracted during the assembly process, I mix 120 grams of caramel with 100 grams of roasted peanuts. As we assemble this cake, you will see the magic unfold before your eyes. Each layer is stacked with care and precision, creating a stunning cake that is as beautiful as it is delicious. To soak the sponge cake, I use milk as usual. I do not add anything to the milk to soak a sponge cake. It usually takes 40 to 50 milliliters of milk. If you don't drink regular milk, you can use any plant-based milk or syrup. On the first cake, I applied not a large amount of cream. Spread on the surface of an even layer. Then I make a border of cream. I put peanuts in caramel and spread an even layer. Then put the second sponge cake, again soaked with milk, again covered evenly with cream. And complete the assembly of the cake. Put the third sponge and soak. And top apply a little cream, leveled and removed for a few hours to stabilize and soak in the refrigerator. The remaining cream also put in the refrigerator with the cake. When the cake is well cooled, I remove the ring. Remove the cling film and level the remaining cream. The cream can be quite dense after the refrigerator. But since I have today hot for me, it's not terrible. And you can take out of the refrigerator a little in advance so that he's slightly softened. Level the cake. And the last step is to prepare the chocolate glaze. For this, I take 100 grams of chocolate and 100 grams of cream. In the heated cream, pour chocolate and mix thoroughly to homogeneity. The glaze should not be hot. Otherwise, the cream you will have to sweat if the glaze will be thick. It also will not have time to spread and pour the top of the glaze. I sprinkled hearts. But you can decorate peanuts. This is the easiest way to decorate the cake. The cake turns out very delicate. The only thing where the layer of nuts in the caramel, a little effort is needed to cut the nuts themselves. The cake turned out moderately sweet. I wish everyone good luck in the kitchen. Do not be afraid to experiment. See you soon.